Hello, I'm Crystal,
I'm Lena.
and on this episode of Two Girls and a Mic,
We will talk with Aries Reads too.
right now we're rocking some of our small business owners that we found on social media.
Yay!
All right.
I have Unlikely Martha with the sweatshirt and the bracelets.
Ooh, I like
Love
those.
it. So it's from Unlikely Market, but it is curated by Unlikely Martha. And she's a small black business owner.
And look what it says.
Hey.
Reader of books and people. I love it. And I have on a t-shirt from at Ivy Lakey, Laika. If I did not pronounce that right, I do apologize. But she makes t-shirts, and this t-shirt says she's a lover of love and nurturer of souls.
Ooh, nurturer of souls.
Yeah, because sometimes I do need my soul nurtured. So join us as we interview Aries Reads Too.
Thank you.
Chat.
A great job. So, welcome to Two Girls with a Mic. Hold on one
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm Crystal. I have the big old pineapple on my head.
And I'm Lena, the one that keeps popping me up out of her chair. So, but we you see, we have one of your collages right in front of us because
Yes.
I mean, that's what you're known for. Like, I'm so excited to see what you're going to do with these collages. Like, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what Aries Read is going to do.
right, because they're great. And
So, what made you start blogging? What made you say, let me jump into this blogging world?
Well, like specifically for the book collages, I kept seeing collages and mood boards for like white romance books. And I was like, why is there none for black romance? And then I was like, someone should do that. And then I was like, I think I'm that someone. I should do it.
right.
So then I just started and I haven't stopped.
And I think whenever someone sees your collage, and
Especially an author, they get so excited. I see it where they pop up. I got it. I got one. So I know that has to make you feel great and good that, they're even loving your work the way that they do.
Yeah, I love when they say like that's exactly who they envisioned, or I hit it right on the nail.
Right. And then it helps also that that you that when you do yours, it gives others a visualization of who the characters are and how they look, and it gives people an idea, and they might say, oh yes, I can totally visualize that person as a person. So when they're reading the book, they could see that as well. It helps. It does. So kudos to you for being great at finding those visuals.
Yes.
To doing
Thank
that.
you.
So, how did you get interested into black romance?
I actually just fell into it. I was on Amazon one day and I just saw and I was like, maybe I should give this a try, because especially over here, you go into the store, you're not seeing it. You go, you watch TV, you're not really seeing it. You got to search for it. So when I found it, I think I found CCJ first. When I found it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm not leaving.
Was CCJ your first book that you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think I Might Love You was my first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I feel like I'm way behind on CCJ. Like, way behind. Oh my gosh.
And I've read a lot of her work, but it's hard because her catalog is so huge, and when I get into it, I'm like, I'm gonna have to, have a whole like week or so to get through her whole catalog. But I think I pretty much cracked into it. That I only have a couple more books to explore that I haven't already. So
Not me.
I haven't even gotten through her whole catalog.
Oh wow.
Yes, her catalog is huge. I mean, like, I don't care what I read by her, it's good. So I'm just like, I don't care. I'm gonna get to it.
Right.
I feel like I might need to have a CCJ month. Not just a week. I think I'm gonna need a month with her. Yes. So what do you use as a rating system for a book when you're putting them up, or do you even use a rating system when you're reviewing the books?
I do not have a rating system. If I love it, and I will reread it over and over again, it's a 5 from me.
Okay.
If it was a great book, but like I just felt like I could have lived a little bit more, it's a 4 star. A 3 star is okay. I don't usually give 2s or 1s. I just don't rate it.
Oh my gosh, can we talk about that topic real quick? Because I actually have seen, I guess me being a blogger as well, I'm starting to look at other people reviews on books, and I've seen some reviews that they are given 2 or 1 star, and then they're talking bad about the book. But then like some of the authors are saying, what's the sense of rating a book if you're going to give it 2 or 1 stars? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, everyone has their own process, but just for me personally, like if I didn't like a book, I'm not gonna waste time writing a review.
That's
Yes.
me. If I don't like a book, I don't waste my time writing a review. I don't believe in giving 1 or 2 stars, 3, because I may not like it.
Like it doesn't mean that someone else doesn't love it. So it just means that wasn't my cup of tea for me. So
Yeah.
I'm typically, if I post a book, or if I even post that I'm reading something, that's because I'm liking it so far. And normally I don't post something that, I know I'm not going to write a review on, and I don't want an author looking for me to, give a review on something. And I'm like, I'm not feeling this one. So I don't do the ratings. And I very seldom anyways rate a book like 5 stars or anything. So I really don't even do that. Just know if I post it, then I must have loved it enough to even talk about it on my blog.
Yeah. On my page, it's only going to be 4 and 5 stars. I think there was maybe 1 3 star, but in my reviews, I don't write any stars on my Instagram or Twitter. I don't put any stars.
Right.
Yes, I've noticed looking at all the other bloggers, I am the only one that is posting ratings. But I'm like, I think I might kind of change up next year or doing that and just posting books and just posting reviews. I mean, lately my posts have been without the ratings, but yeah, I kind of wanted to just do that just to show, just because I think some people read them because they see the ratings are high. So I think that's why I did it, but I'm realizing people are reading them regardless.
That's true. That is true. So when you do your collages, do you create like I guess
like a journal? Do you print it out and make your own like visual of your favorite reads or something like that, or anything like that?
On my computer, I have like a file with all of them in it, and I changed the folder icon so it matches the series name.
Oh. I never thought to do that.
Yes, me either. I mean, I saved mine,
right?
But I don't like. Oh, see, you just gave me more work to do.
I never thought to do that. I mean, because when I put it in my computer, I create a folder for it and name that folder that book, but I never thought to change the icon to the actual book cover. So that is neat, though. I love that. But what now? If you can choose, what author or book do you think what you wish you could live in? Where would you like to live in any one of the books that you've done, or any books that you've read? What's something that you would have preferred to, stay? Where would you have chose to live?
Mahogany Heights.
Yes. Yes.
That's easy for me. That one, yes. Everyone wants to be there.
Right. I know. And it's funny because I tell my husband all the time, like, I wish this was a real place, because if it was real, I would pack my family up and move there like tomorrow. So
it would become overpopulated.
I think it really would. I mean, it really would. We would have great jobs. I mean, great entertainment. It would be everything. We got the urban grind. So we already got our coffee shops. I mean, like we have the clubs. I mean, everything.
Just free and black.
Right. Right.
Definitely.
It would be like a newer version of Rosewood or Tulsa.
Yes. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, but that I love, and CCJ is like great. And I've noticed that a lot of other authors are creating their own towns as well.
Yes.
So, you know, I like seeing that. I like seeing, you know, a town that's created and a story and everything that you wish for as a person in real life is there in that town, because it's hard to find.
So it's like you're
Yeah.
just building this little city. And that was the thing. I asked her one day, what book can I start that introduces the Heights? And she told me. So now I'm kind of excited. Like I was telling Lena, I want to build a whole like little diorama and just go for it. Like, okay, bam, here is Mahogany Heights. This is what I see as Mahogany Heights.
Right.
But definitely. So you already told us that your first indie book that you read was Christina C. Jones, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And so do you have like favorite authors? I mean, I know you gave us some, but can you share with the audience, you know, some of your favorite authors as well?
Yeah. So already CCJ, Alexandra Warren,
Yes.
Alexandra House.
Yes.
When I started reading Alexandra House, I was like, look, I was in the store trying to find pineapples. I was online looking up waist beads. I was like, okay, I actually went and got me some. I was like, oh, okay, I got these waist beads. I was like, oh, Alexandra Warren Warren House got me looking for everything up in her book. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
That lady will make you change everything about your sexuality in a minute. Like, yeah. I'm fanning thinking about her.
But I love her work. I love how her male characters are just, you know, unapologetically alpha, you know, like they just stand out. They love their women hard. They go hard for their women. I love that. And so yes, Alexandra House is like a big favorite of mine, a huge favorite of mine. Her work is awesome.
Definitely. And do you have any more?
This year I've gotten into Kay Shanae, and I've loved like every book she had this year.
Yes.
And also Bailey West.
Oh, I love Bailey West. Like Loving Man was just everything.
Yes.
Okay, so now I feel bad because I'm behind again. Like again, ladies. So, but yeah, I met Bailey West last year when I started doing the blog. So, and I do have one of her first books. So I did pull her out that she will be in my January reads this year.
Yeah, I remember I met her at Indie Love, and so I got her first book. And I read it, and I messaged her on Facebook saying, it's not fair you have me sitting here boohoo crying in the first chapter. Like I can't, if I'm boohoo crying now in the first chapter, I'm not going to be any good when through the rest of the book. But I mean, I love her writing style, and I love the fact that there's a message in all of her books, you know, and it's not so much as that she's a Christian fiction author, because I don't think you could put her in that category, but you know, there's a message, like, well, you know, a spiritual message in it all. And I think anyone who reads it, you may take away something different than each person, but you would definitely take away a message from her books. But Loving Man,
okay.
Did you read Depth of Love?
Yes, I read that one too. I read all of her books.
Oh my gosh, I love that book too.
I read all of her. It's funny because when I read when I read one book and I'm like, oh my God, I love it, like Risley Adams.
She's good too.
Shades recommended her, and I read one book, and I end up that whole week reading her whole catalog, because I fell in love with all of her characters. So when I fall in love with one book and I'm like, oh, I need some more likely I'm downloading each book to go ahead and read it and knock it out the way. So yeah,
that's how I am with Mia Foster right now, reading her the shorts. Oh my gosh, I think I read, it's 10 of them. I think I've read already 6 of them. So
Yeah, she's good.
I
And
kinda
Nicole
read-
Falls.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. We can't get Miss Nikki forget Miss Nikki baby.
Yes.
We cannot forget Miss Nikki baby. I mean, like, I don't care what Nicole Falls write, I'm getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my authors that I don't care what they write, I'm just going to download because I know the book is going to be good. And all of them have never disappointed. A lot of the new authors that are coming out, oh my gosh, like, I'm like, where you been? I mean, even though I'm behind on all of the older ones, but these newer ones that came out in 2020, I'm like, yeah, you're getting my money too.
Yeah.
A lot. Do you have a what's your budget on spending books? Because I think mine is out of control. So let me just make sure I'm not just the only one.
Budget.
See, I thought it was just me.
Budget.
Right.
Yes.
No, there's no budget. And my Kindle Unlimited is
Oh
the
my
best thing
God.
ever that could happen to me. And, you know, and then when I be like, oh, I want this book, I'm over here like, okay, I'm gonna buy this one. Like, I've already planned out new releases whose book is coming out. Like, there's one, Love Belvin. I love her work. And she's dropping a new book next week. And I've already said, oh, okay. So I already know I'm copying that one. Let's see who else is going to come out. So yeah, I don't think that it's fair to say that you have a budget for books. It's just, you know, reading is fundamental.
It really is. And I have to ask because my friends, like, literally yesterday at work, I have Kindle Unlimited, and like Lena said, I buy books as well. But yesterday, while I was working, I bought 5 books, and I'm just like, oh, somebody got another sale, so bam, I'm gonna get this book because it's on sale. I have actually bought books that I have in paperback and on ebook. Like,
Same. I do that all the time. My favorite books, I get them in paperback.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I'm starting to do. So I'm trying to build. I think I'm gonna have to build a wall full of books. Just right now, I have a little small shelf full of books, but I think I'm gonna have to probably put shelves on the wall because that is my goal. I actually want to build my own library in my house.
Yeah, I think that's a necessity.
I think so too. I definitely do. So, are there any new authors that you're looking for new releases for 2021?
Not really. Oh, I'm excited for Alexandra House to release the ebook version of her new book Touch Me because it's available on Audible right now. It's an Audible original.
Yeah,
I love that book so much, so I want to get that in paperback and I want to get it in ebook.
definitely. Oh yes.
Yeah.
So how now I don't know, just me personally, and I mean I do it sometimes, but do you like Audible and or do you prefer to have an ebook or a paperback?
I got it just for that book. And then I bought her other books because it sounded good. And I was like, because I'm like a fast reader. So I was like, I didn't think I was going to like it, but I did.
Yeah, I do both. So like CCJ, she did Ante Up, and that was the first book I ever read by her was Ante Up, and I had bought it in paperback, and so then I saw it on Audible, and so I listened to it on Audible, and it's still, you know, it's still such a great book, even if you listen to it and reading it is just, I love that book, and it was my first read by her, but it was just, I just love that's my all-time favorite CCJ book is Ante Up, and I love the characters in there. That's just me.
Yes, she's on my to be read. So let's see, how many books do you have on your to be read now? And let's say ebooks first.
Okay, I am the worst person with a TBR because I'm the person that has books just sitting on my shelf on Kindle, and then a new book comes out and I just get it and I start reading it.
Yes, that's me. That is me. Like my to be read is out of control. Someone asked me the other day, can you read this book? And I'm like, they was like, I'll send it to you. I was like, give me a second. I think I already have it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Mhm.
really bad about that. I told Lena the other day, I said, I'm going to try not to buy the new books in January. And I was like, yeah, scratch that. That's not going to happen.
No, my to be read is out of control. Like, and I'm about like you. I'll be reading a book and then somebody will drop a book like, oh, I need to read that. And then I start reading one book and start reading this book. Then I'm reading the other book and I'm reading like 2 or 3 books at one time. And then I have to calm myself down because then I start thinking like, wait a minute, who's that who in book?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, it's something, but that just lets you know that it's a lot of great work out here. It's a lot of great authors out here that's writing some really dope books.
It really is. And I mean, I thank them all because I promise you, if I didn't read the way I read during the daytime, I would probably lose my mind. I mean, like, I work 10-hour days. So if they get on my nerves, I will turn the book on in a minute and I instantly calm down. Like, I've even taught myself to get up an hour before work and read so I can be calm. But so how, are you a person that when you get a book and if it's like a novelette or a novella, will you not put that book down until you finish if it's that good? Because I know I've had some sleepless nights sitting up all night reading books.
Novelette, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long that book is. Don't bother me. Let me finish the book.
Definitely. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Now, do you have a favorite, like either friends to lover? Do you like friends to lover more or enemies to lover?
Enemies.
Yes, I think those are the best book because one minute I can't stand your guts. Like, oh, you get on my nerves. Like, I don't like you, but then I actually do like you. You just don't need to know I like you.
Right.
Yeah, those be the best. Like, I love those. I really do. And then I'm like, what I'm starting to get into, which shocked me, is paranormal.
I love paranormal.
Alexandra House did it with that sanctuary. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to read this, but because it was Miss Alex's house, I had to read it. But yeah, I'm trying to get into paranormal. I'm trying to do different genres that I usually don't do. But is there a genre that you will not read?
Let's see. No, I'm pretty open.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think I'll put anything down until after I try it. And then maybe after I've tried it, if I don't really care for it, I may not, read it again. So, but I'm pretty open to what I read as well. There's not anything I don't think I haven't tried. So
yeah, I'm getting there. I've actually had some self-help books that I've read, some journals that authors are putting out. Yeah, so some of them, and poetry, that was something I would not get into. And Kiara Giles, she got me. She's really, I mean, her books.
She's good.
Yeah, I love her books. Have you read any of Kiara Giles' books?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, check her out. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not too big. I'm big on poetry, but that's not the poetry I'm used to reading because when I was in school, we read like the older poetry, Edgar Allan Poe, books like that. But yeah, her book they're great. I really love them. And it seems like she's putting them in like a story type of way, like the Beautiful Destinations book. That was really good. Like, I read her first one, but that one became my favorite. Definitely became my favorite.
So this is going back to your collages. When you are doing your collages, do you automatically, when you start reading, how long does it take you to visualize the male and the female? Like, can you visualize them as you're reading, and then as you're reading, start searching for someone who you see in your head, or do you wait till you finish the end of the book?
Sometimes it comes to me right away. It's like, oh, I just saw someone that would fit this person. And sometimes it takes a little longer. Like, a lot of times I
sometimes the collages come really fast, and sometimes I have a review and I sit on it and I wait until the person comes to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so and where do you get your character visuals from? So like the men that you find, the women that you find, what social medias do you use social medias, and also what other websites do you use?
I just use Instagram.
Oh wow. That's really like
That's good.
Yeah, that's real good. 'Cause I swear some of them men you be finding, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to probably slide in your DM and ask you to like give me the name of some of them, because some of them men are hot.
Yeah.
But do you have a Pinterest page? Because I feel like your Pinterest page will, oh my gosh, will be off the charts.
Yeah, but I set everything to private.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so yeah, now that, some of the men I probably, I said it here. I will probably be sliding in her DM for some of the men.
Yeah, but it was great. I mean, I love waiting on your collages, and
I really do.
And I get excited when I see them come up to see who's next. What visuals you come up with and where you have them and different things like that. So I really enjoy them. Enjoy seeing them pop up on my feed. So
yes,
kudos to you.
Yes, definitely. And they fit the book perfectly. I mean, I've seen you have some where the women are pregnant, like the one we have shown in front of us is like, wow. I mean, like you find everything and it matches the books perfect. So yes, sometimes I do have a person in my head, and then when I see we've read the same book, I'm like, oh, I want to see what she has in her head. So I be like really, really excited to see what you're going to come up with. And you have never disappointed me yet. I'm like, I've never said, I'm not sure about that one.
Right.
Every person, everyone you put, I'm just like, wow. How long does it usually take you? Because I know sometimes, they're kind of coming back to back. Do you wait a certain amount of time and do more than one, or do you do them as you're reading a book?
As I'm reading.
Okay.
Like I said, sometimes I have a review and I have an idea of some of the stuff I want to use, but like I don't have the characters yet. I haven't found the perfect match yet. So then I just hold on to it.
Which book has stumped you the most?
That's a good question.
Do you get a lot of requests to do collages? As far as like, a lot of authors say, hey, can you do mine? Can you do me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I bet so how do you just choose? Do you say maybe and say I try? It just has to come to me, because I know that has to be difficult, because even as bloggers, when we get requests to read books, sometimes if we're reading it, and especially if it's someone that's requesting for us to read a book and we may not like their book really, or enjoyed it, so it's hard to do a review on it. So that's the most difficult part for me, is when someone's asked me to read their book and I read it, and then it's hard for me to say if I like it or not. And so
I've had some books like that. Like, they're like, how do you feel? Or, are you still reading my book? And I'm just like, Crystal, you have to be nice. So let's figure out a nicer way to say, no, I don't like this book.
Right. So,
yeah, I've had some books that I stopped reading. Do you have any books that you stopped reading because you just couldn't do it anymore?
None that I can remember. I don't keep those things in my head.
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame you.
I definitely don't.
And then it's hard to anyway, because you probably can't even think of something that, if it didn't really stick with you when you're reading it, probably won't stick with you afterwards. So
wait, usually, like, back to your question, usually when authors ask me to like give them a collage review, it depends. Like sometimes if they just like want me to read it, I'll say like, okay, I'll take the book and I'll read it at some point, but like I can't promise you that it's gonna get done right away. But like if the author gives me the book ahead of time and they want me to do it like for promo, then it's different.
Right. Yeah, that is
one of my hardest ones, because my hardest one was the reinvention of the rose, because CCJ had messaged me and asked if I could create one for her promotion. So yeah, that was the hardest one.
That was a great. I really enjoyed that book. I liked her.
Yeah, here I go again. Another one I haven't got to yet.
I liked her, and I think that series right there, the rose series, about the different roses are. I really enjoyed those. They hit a little different than her other ones. I think that's because of what they've been through. So I've enjoyed those so far. So far, they are awesome. But like I said, it's nothing I've read by CCJ that I haven't really enjoyed.
That was the first one that got commissioned, so that was the hardest one.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and to be honest, I really cannot tell. Like, that man, I'm gonna have to slide in your DM again for him. I mean, yeah, I love it. But I was just looking at two of your collages, which was Roll Bounce and Bailey West book. And so the children that you had on there, like, I feel like the character visuals for the children that you put in both of those books fit the kids to a T. You find them on Instagram as well, the children?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, and I'm just looking, I noticed one thing with you, the men or the women that you use never are the same in the books. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some people use the same person throughout their other visuals and on covers of things, but your people that you use are always different. But that just shows how many Black people are on Instagram. Have you had any of these people see that you've used them and they reached out to you?
No.
That would probably be pretty cool. What do you think about that?
Not really.
Like, oh gosh, yeah. But I mean, and I just love the fact that it gives diversity, that we're, as Black people, as Black men and women, it shows a diversity, the diversity that is within us, that we're all not the same. Everybody will say, oh, they look just, no, we look all different. We are all, same. And one thing I love about Black romance is that they provide different things, that we're not just, let's say doctors or lawyers or drug dealers or whatever, that
right.
we do all kind of great things. And so
started our own businesses,
right.
Ran businesses from our grandparents that have been open for years. Yeah, basically. And like you said, we're not the norm of what they see us portray all the
right.
time. Like, they're showing me that I can do way more than what I have already planned to do in my life. That's what I want. That's what I definitely like.
And Black love, just showing that, that the Black love between two Black people is just as powerful with us than it is with anyone else. We have our challenges. We know how to overcome them. We just don't give up. That we can fight for.
It's strong.
What we want.
Yeah.
So
we're definitely.
That's why my page is really focused on Black love, between Black man and Black woman, because I feel that it's powerful, and that is needed out here in this world for people to see that, there is representation for us out here, and that it's just not made up, because I feel like all these love stories that the authors put out, it had to come from somewhere. It's just not a figure of my imagination. So, I always give the authors kudos to even just coming up with a Black love story, to just show that a Black man can love a Black woman with all his heart and go and fight for her. Yes. There's
to be hired for TV, because these TV shows,
right?
I feel, I feel like we should just have like we have our white authors who have passion flicks. I know they have been, I think I've seen maybe one Black author on there whose book they did, but I feel like we need Ava DuVernay, we need Tyler Perry to just reach out to
I don't know about that one.
Now, you know what? We're going to have to probably get him some costume help on that part, but Yeah, I just feel like a lot of them need to have their own series. I mean, like probably anything Christina C. Jones does, she needs a series.
But I think our things will have to be more so on a
Right.
HBO or a Showtime or something like that, because
Yeah.
you know I don't want no PG.
Watered down.
Yeah, I read it because especially with Mrs. House, because I would be like, oh no, you will not do that to her.
Right. I don't want a PG episode of our series. I wanted to show the real, the real thing, the real deal, like how they make love, how they talk to their women, how they treat their women, how their women are with them, and I love the fact that if it's showcased, it's going to showcase a strong Black man and a strong Black woman, because the woman isn't going to be some manipulative, weak-minded woman. She's going to be about her business. And I think that's what we, lack, is that, a lot of TV shows, when they do show us as Black women, we come with a lot of baggage or
a lot of drama. Attitude,
right. And if we
white man.
Yeah.
That's true. It's not that aggressive. We know what we want, and we know what we're going to say to get it across, so you understand that we're not playing with you. That's what we are.
So yeah, but I would love it if CCJ, Love Belvin, Alexandra House, Nicole Falls, Aubrey Penn, Cassandra B, or B Love, any of them, if they can get their own.
Monica Walters,
Yeah.
Nia Foster, Perry Frost. Oh my gosh, we cannot forget about Denisha Little and Unapologetically Me. Have you read that?
No, I haven't read. I have it on my TBR, but I haven't read it yet.
Girl,
move it up.
That book there.
That one. Oh,
she was. Gosh. Oh my gosh, that book. Oh,
that lady right there. Oh my gosh, like it's just I don't know. And the book is long, but it's not a long, like, okay, really, this is just too much long.
Right. It's not like you're reading it and like, when is it going to end? Type of long.
Yeah.
It's long, but then when you finish, you be like, it's finished?
Right. Yeah. So that's definitely move her up. Yeah, Millie Belizaire. I mean, like, it's so many people. We have so many authors that we probably can start our own channel. I say, let's just get together and start our own channel,
right? And
just go for it and see what happens, because I think people will definitely be tuning in. Definitely.
But it was great talking to you, Deja. It's and it's great seeing your work, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of your work and more of what you're doing. So keep it up, honey, because I love it. I love it all.
I do too. And do you have will there be any changes in 2021, or are you going to keep it the same? Are you going to pop up with some surprises for us?
I don't know what 2021 will hold. I didn't know what 2020 was going to hold.
That is true. No, I don't think nobody was ready for 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
It was ready for us though.
It was.
It was.
Thank you so much, Deja, for gracing us with your presence on Two Girls Go for Mike and being our first blogger that came onto the show.
Thanks for having me. This is my first one.
Really? Well, that means you're going to have more to
come. Yes. Look, the three of us might have to do a little live together and discuss a book. And just, maybe when you do Unapologetically Me, we probably can have a discussion about that.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. But is there anywhere else we can find you besides Instagram? Are you on Twitter, Facebook?
I'm on Twitter at AriesReadToo.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you.
Well, much success. We wish you much luck and success in the new year. We hope you have a great, because we're filming this early, so we hope you have a great holiday.
Yes.
And enjoy it. Whatever you want to accomplish, may the blessings be upon you.
Amen. Yes. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we really, really, really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to every other visual that will be coming our way in 2021. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.